Couch Guys Sports Loose Change Podcast, episode number 55. Another week goes by, another week without Lauren. Lauren's doing her thing over in Nesson. She's working the graveyard shift right now. Shout out to Lauren. We got Jared, we got producer Patty P, and we got a hockey guy on this week. There's Mike Grinnell, producer of the Spittin Chicklets Podcast, Barstool Sports, and Barstool Sports college hockey blogger. We're going to talk some hockey today, baby. Mike, what's up, man? Thank you for coming on.
What's going on, boys? It's good to come on, Jared.
What's up, Mikey?
Yeah, it's been a long time. Me and Jared did some work together at ESPN New Hampshire. So it's
what a time that was.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to be back together.
Yeah, I was literally there with Jared for maybe it felt like 6 days.
Coffee.
Before we got told, yeah, don't come back.
Quick cup of coffee downtown Nashville, then we're going to music. Have fun. Have a life.
Yeah, later. That 900-watt station, that place was gorgeous.
Yeah, it was a beautiful time every Sunday morning.
Right.
Dude,
we were showing up like 5 minutes before we'd go on air. That was such a joke.
I've never seen more stains in one rug. That place was disgusting.
That's so funny. I was just gonna say the rug in there was so disgusting.
It was a staple.
Yeah. It was awful.
It was good. It looked like they didn't touch it forever. Whenever we did the show on Sundays, there was nobody else in the building. You would have thought the place was closed down. You would have thought nobody else was ever in that building. It was so gross.
That is true.
So, big week this week. Some people would say the best playoffs there are in sports. I'm not a 100% hockey guy. It's not my favorite sport, but it's my favorite by far playoff to watch. We got the Bruins taking on the Maple Leafs. To be honest with you, the one team I did not want the Bruins to play in the first round of the playoffs. So, let's talk some Bees real quick. Just give me a feeler. What do you think about the Bees against the Maple Leafs in the first round starting tomorrow?
I like the Bruins' chances. I think Toronto, yeah, like you said, it's definitely not an ideal matchup for them. I think that last game of the season is going to haunt the Bruins. I think New Jersey would have been a more ideal matchup for them. But that's not to say that New Jersey can't beat Tampa Bay, because I also do think that is a possibility. But, I do think that Tampa does have a chance to beat Boston. I think it really comes down to Boston shutting down Toronto's young guys. If Boston can shut down Toronto's young guys, then they'll be good. But Chuka's got to come to play. Bergeron, Marchand, the young guys. The young guys is probably what I worry about most. I've talked with the podcast, the Spittin Chicklets podcast we do. I'm able to talk to some NHL guys around the league, and a few young guys I've talked to have said that they're tired. Like the season is, the season's a long ass season, and they're tired. It's a lot longer than the NCAA season, and so I just think that that really needs to be considered when going into this playoffs. Like, yeah, these kids have been awesome all year, but at the same time, this is their first go at this, and they've never played this many games in their life at this level. And Ryan Whitney actually said it today on the podcast that when his dad used to always say it to him when he was a little kid, when he'd go to playoff games, he'd be like, "Oh, this is awesome. This hockey is so great. Why don't they always play like this?" And he said if they always played like this, they'd be dead in November, which is like the realest thing I've ever heard, because that's so true. They're taking slap shots to the face, taking 100-mile-per-hour slap shots to the kneecaps. It's crazy, but I do like the Bruins' chances.
Okay, so you mentioned the young guys then, Mikey. What about Donato? Because it sounds like he's sitting game one. Obviously, you get Rick Nash back, and you get some guys back. I'm kind of upset. I think Donato has earned himself a spot, and I think fresh legs wouldn't be a problem.
So that's definitely a popular opinion amongst Bruins fans, and I definitely, part of me agrees with that. But when it comes to playoff hockey, it's such a 200-foot game. I don't think Ryan Donato has developed a 200-foot game yet. The kid is clearly an offensive stud. Mm-hmm. Like, the kid can shoot, he can finish. He just puts himself in the right places in the offensive zone, which I think is that's not something you're taught. That's just kind of something that you have or you don't have. So it's really, really promising to see that. But it's almost just like Sagan was when Sagan in 2011, where Claude didn't thrust him right into the playoff lineup right away because I think he wanted to see how the series was going to play out, if it was going to be a physical series, if it was going to be, do they need offense? But I think right now with Donato, I mean, I think the biggest thing is the 200-foot game. And I think with the Bruins, I mean, they were a great team without Ryan Donato this year. They were a first, second place team all season without Ryan Donato. Ryan Donato is just kind of a compliment at this point. So I think Bruins fans are kind of like freaking out a little bit too much about that. I watched or listened to a little 98.5 this morning, and that seemed to be the only thing they were talking about with the Bruins was why isn't Ryan Donato playing? But I mean, there's so many more other big headlines, like in general, like I kind of just said, like, how are the young kids going to react to the playoff? How is Charlie McAvoy going to do in his second playoffs? Is Zdeno Chara going to be able to hold up at his old age? Is Brad Marchand going to finally show up this playoff?
Is Rick Nash healthy?
Is Rick Nash healthy? What is he going to give you in the playoffs? Like there's so many more questions besides Ryan Donato. But I think 200-foot game is really the big question, the big reason as to why he's not playing.
Dude, I always forget, like until I see a picture on Twitter or something, I always forget Rick Nash plays for the Boston Bruins. It's just it's just such a weird thing to see.
It's crazy. It's especially, growing up like playing NHL 04 and he's like the best guy in the game. And it's just so insane that Rick Nash is now on the Boston Bruins. David Backes as well. I mean, I remember watching him on the Olympic team and now, he's like your third line center. So it's like, I mean, it's just kind of crazy, but I mean,
that's how we all felt when Jágr was a Bruin. Remember your reaction when we signed Jágr? That was a great day.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was a great time. Great time to be a Bruins fan.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Brad Marchand. Jersey's hanging up on your wall. If you can see this on the live stream, you can see that in the background. He, the guy's kind of a cock. I love him. I love him being a cock, but he does just dumb shit all the time. Like that elbow, I'll never get over that elbow he threw a couple months back when he got suspended for that flying elbow he dropped. Do you think there's a shot that he'll do anything stupid? Because it seems instinctual with him. It just seems like it happens. Like, do you think he'll do anything dumb like this in the playoffs?
It's tough to say.
See, that's the answer.
It's tough to say because the problem is he's got the eye on him. So, like, we can look back at 2011 and there's that famous gif of Marchand punching, Sedin in the face like 3 times and Sedin doing nothing. I mean, Marchand does that now. He's going to the box probably for like 5 minutes. Like, it's just, he's got like and he didn't even get a penalty there. So, I mean, he's got such an eye on him now. Like, I think, and I hope the Bruins sit him down and are like, buddy, come on, like, chill out. Like, this is, we rely on you. You're one of, if not the most valuable players on this team. And, it's time to cut the shit.
Don't you think they have already, though? Like, they've had him for a while, and he's known for this, though.
Yeah, I think, I'm guessing, I think after the Winter Classic thing happened, something was said to him last year when he had to sit out the Winter Classic game, because then you kind of saw him straighten up for a while. But then, this year he was back at it again with his shenanigans. And the problem is who's going to say something to Brad Marchand? It's going to be known in the locker room. And I don't really think Cassidy is going to say something either. Well, Cassidy luckily does have the balls to say something. I mean, we saw him, in his first season calling out Tuukka Rask for, saying that he needs to be better. So, I mean, I'm hoping Marchand's not going to do anything stupid, but I mean, you can't count it out, which sucks to say.
He threw a full body clothesline like as soon as he came back from suspension, and Jack Edwards is my favorite too, because in that I remember listening to him, he was like, "Oh, it looked like he was just trying to get out of the way." They show the replay. Marchand throws a full body clothesline. It's just like, I think he even admitted it. He was like, it just happens. Like, I don't know how to control it. And that's what scares the hell out of me. That can't happen in the playoffs.
Well, because I look at something like Draymond Green when he got, remember like when Draymond Green kicked the dude, was it LeBron in the balls? And that like cost him the series. So like, imagine if that happened with Marchand and Marchand, just cross checks the guy in the neck. in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals
Very
against
plausible.
Nashville.
Yep.
And next thing you know, the Bruins 3-1 lead is now gone, and they're playing Game 7 for the Cup Finals in Nashville. Like, that would just suck. So it's like, I hope someone says something, but at the same time, no one should have to say something. It's the Stanley Cup playoffs. Like, figure it out, buddy. And I think he will.
Well, because he knows what it takes to win. It's not like he hasn't, you know what I mean? Like, he understands he's played here before. He plays here his whole career. He has to figure it out by now.
Yeah, and he's never done anything in the playoffs he's never gotten a suspension in the playoffs. So
That's fair. I have to ask you about Tuukka because you're kind of bringing him up a little bit. Haven't seen him be successful in the playoffs since he's had his chances. Obviously, everyone compares him to Tim Thomas because of what he did in 11. And I know you're a big Tim Thomas guy. But look, I'm not a big Tuukka guy. I don't support him. I think we need him to stand on his head. Can he do it? Like, is this the year where he actually kind of brings his team to the final and faces Nashville?
Or is he going to get more diarrhea?
Yeah, that's
so
it.
Time out. So you said he's never done well in the playoffs with his chances, except in 2013, he led the Bruins to the Stanley Cup with essentially the same exact numbers that Tim Thomas had in 2011.
Didn't win, though. Did they win the Cup?
No, he didn't win, but I mean, that's a team effort. Again, at the same time, that's a team effort. We don't put it all on Tom Brady when the Patriots win the Super Bowl, but
I do.
Tom Brady. I know.
I think a lot of people do, Mike.
But Tom Brady gets a lot. He gets a lot of the credit, But at the same time, and Tuukka Rask, I mean, I just don't think you can put. I mean, he led them till Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals with 2 minutes left, and then 2 junk goals were scored. And when I say junk, I don't mean they were completely Tuukka Rask's fault. Those were junk goals. Like, those were rebound, down low, scrappy goals. So it's like, I mean, Tuukka Rask has done it in the playoffs before. I thought he was good in the playoffs last year. So I think on the list of Bruins problems, like things they need to worry about for the playoffs, Tuukka Rask is probably at the very bottom. I don't think you have to worry about him at all. He's done it in the playoffs before, and we've seen. And experience is not even something that a goalie needs in the playoffs. I mean, we've seen Matt Murray come into the playoffs with essentially no playoff experience at all and play lights out. So I think it really just matters if the goalie is playing well or not, which Tuukka has been playing well all season. So, and when he's not, Tuukka, the thing you can rip on Tuukka for is Tuukka's durability. I think Tuukka he gets hurt a lot, but he plays through his injuries, which a lot of people don't know. So I mean, if Tuukka's playing through injuries and he's letting up goals, he can't get post to post as quick as he could. I mean, that people are going to rip on him for that, but they don't know that he's playing with a partially torn groin like he did all last season. So At the same time, back to what you said, I don't really think we need to worry about Tuukka at all.
Well, like, when he takes off his goalie pads, like, of course he gets hurt. The guy's a stick. I've seen him without his goalie pads on before. It's shocking to me every time he takes those things off.
Yeah, it is. But a lot of goalies are like that in the NHL. It's pretty crazy because they have to be such like flexible, like guys like that. So goalies are such weird dudes, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, you got it if you're taking pucks off the face your entire freaking life. Hey, so, big question for me is you're going into the playoffs right now with the technically first year coach in Bruce Cassidy, or at least with the Bruins.
Yeah.
And there's just so many people, there's so many players on this team who are just young. Like, we've seen Felger's commercial on Nesson. The team
that was awesome.
It was like the ultimate roast. I loved it. And Felger took it well too, which is cool. But I mean, the team's young. Like, do you think that's going to factor at all? Do you think that's going to cause them to struggle through the playoffs?
Yeah. Kind of like I was just saying before. I mean, it's a long season. Like, these kids they're going to get tired. And I think a lot of them are tired. That's why, like you saw Danton Heinen light it up until kind of end of January-ish. And then he kind of balanced out. Jake DeBrusk hit his lull, but he's kind of figuring out again. So I definitely think that's probably my biggest worry is the young guys going into this game. And, they've never played playoff hockey before. At least Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner and, obviously JVR and Kadri. There's a ton of experience over there. And, I mean, that's obviously not to say that the Bruins don't have a ton of experience, and they do. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, outside of Bergeron, Marchand, Pasternak has a little. You have Krejci, Backes.
Then you got the oldest man on earth in Chara.
Yep. Yeah, you have Chara, but Chara is, probably one of the most crucial players on this team. And then McQuaid and Kevin Miller. And so the Bruins have a little experience as well. So, but I mean, the young guys is definitely the biggest thing to worry about here.
How does losing Carlo hurt him, Mike? Because he's been a big part of it, and he's been playing well until he was knocked out for the year. How big of a factor is that in the East side?
Yeah, that's tough because Carlo was really just starting to figure his game out.
Yep.
He was really just kind of coming into his own this season, which is good. It sucks for him. That poor kid. That's 2 years in a row. Last year with the concussion, now this year with the broken fibula or tibula, whatever it is. But that's a tough loss. I didn't think it was as big a loss. And then I listened. Obviously we did Spittin Chicklets, and we dropped it today. And when I was re-listening to it, all the guys on the podcast seem to think like the Carlo thing is going to be a big deal. So they all know more than me. So I'm guessing it's going to be a bigger deal than it actually is.
Come on, you played at Plymouth State.
I played club at Plymouth State. That's not really saying much. That's not saying much at all. So, but I think, the Nick Holden deal, I think that's why this is a really good deal. You have depth. The reason I say it, because the pairs would look like, they'll probably roll with Chara, McAvoy, Krug, McQuaid, and Grzelcyk and Miller. And that deep pair is fine to me. I don't see the problem with that at all, rolling for that in the playoffs. And with Nick Holden as your spare guy, I mean, that I can roll with that. So I don't think the Carlo injury will be as big a deal as some people think, but a lot of people that know a lot more than me think it will. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt.
Well, I heard you picked the Bruins to win the cup in your bracket, so I don't want to take what you're thinking as a grain of salt, because I want you to be right.
That's true. That's true. They better.
I mean, okay, I haven't seen your bracket yet, so I was going to ask you, like, hey, who do you think is going to win the cup? On their way to the cup, though, who do you think is going to be like the toughest team to face? Because obviously they got Toronto now. Next round, if they get through Toronto, it could be Tampa Bay. Do you think they match up well against Tampa Bay?
I think they do match up well against Tampa Bay, and I think that would be a tough series for them. But I think, obviously, if they were to get to the cup, I think it would be Boston, Nashville. I think Nashville is so good. They were my cup pick at the beginning of the year. So I really think the fan in me says Bruins, but the everything else in me says it's going to be Nashville. So, but I think Nashville would be tough. But to get there, I really think, people are really underrating the East. There's so many good teams. I mean, between Pittsburgh, I think Washington this year too. I mean, no one's talking about Washington this year.
They don't win anything. Washington sports don't win a thing.
But that's how they like it, though. They don't want to be talked about.
Yeah, they don't want to be talked about because, they come in with the President's Trophy. Ovechkin wins the scoring title. They have all these expectations. Holtby wins the Vezina. And I mean, this year, no one's talking about them at all. And no one's really expecting anything because, like you just said, they stink. They get no one. Washington, sports always lose. The Caps get kicked out every year, so no one's really expecting anything of them. So I really wouldn't be shocked if the Caps make a run here, and really would be hard for the Bruins to face. Tampa would be hard, and Pittsburgh right now. I mean, Pittsburgh's playing Philly right now. They're up 5-0, putting on an absolute show. So I really wouldn't be shocked if it's Pittsburgh Bruins Eastern Conference Finals either. And God, anytime you have to go against Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin, that's just a recipe for disaster. And Evgeny Malkin's playing the best hockey of his career right now. He's unbelievable.
That's not a team I want to face at all.
Pittsburgh's the one team I probably don't want to face.
Yeah, and people are so not high on them at all, and I just don't get it at all.
It's Pittsburgh. It's literally like the Spurs in basketball, or
it is. That's a great call.
Like the Patriots in a down year.
That's
no one wants to face you. Right now, I wouldn't want to play the Spurs if they got in. Not a chance.
I think I got a delay in my cam.
That's unfortunate.
Okay, all right. All right, we're back. Okay, I don't know if that came through on the video stream, but whatever. Listen. I know I brought up the young guys, and the young guys we talked about it scared the hell out of me. Overall, though, to me, I think this team just offensively, I think that they're going to be able to. I think if the Bruins win games, they're going to win series. They're going to be high-scoring series. Do you think that there's a shot that the offense is going to carry this team at all through the playoffs? Because they got a badass offense they've been rolling with this year.
Yeah, it's actually cool because, for so many years as a Bruins fan, the Bruins have, for years with Claude Julien, they, they were always top 5 in goals, but the goals they scored were never, the coming down the wing, putting it shelf, or, putting it between some guys' legs and on a 2-on-1 and doing a spinorama backhand pass to finding someone backdoor. We never really got to experience those goals because Claude Julien's strategy was over the blue line and in. Over the blue line, you either put it on net or put it in the corner. And now, with Cassidy, he has such a free reign on these guys where he's letting them just be the hockey players that they actually are. It's really fun to watch.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's been really fun to watch this year, and I'm anyone can attest to it that they're scoring goals like we've never seen before, and it's been really fun to watch. So yeah, I absolutely think the Breeze offense can carry them. I think that's what they almost need to carry them. I think that's kind of their best thing going right now.
What are we seeing from Pasta? Because I 100% agree that Claude was the problem in terms of the offense side of things, and I don't think a lot of people around here were Claude fans as it was, but he's been even better since he's lost Claude as a coach, and he's a perfect example of here's your stick, go play, bud.
Yeah. So Pasternak's your typical, your goal scoring sniper winger. He's coaches. A lot of coaches don't like guys like that because they're freelancing guys. They don't, they don't always play both sides of the puck. They turn the puck over a lot, and they make a lot of mistakes. But at the same time, they're scoring 35 goals a year, and they're doing some pretty amazing things when they get the puck. So, I think Pastrnak. We got someone special in that kid. He's 21 years old. I have no idea how he fell as late as he fell in the draft. That kid, I think he's just going to keep getting better and better. And, who knows what the ceiling is for him. Every season he's just looked better and better. But you can see that there's so many things that he can fix in his game. So, I'm excited to see where this kid can go.
All right, you know what? My last question was going to be, who do you think is going to win the cup? But you kind of already answered that. So you think you're doing what I did with the Patriots and the Eagles. I won money in the Super Bowl because I was like, the Patriots are going to win, but then the rest of my body was like, bet the Eagles, bet the Eagles, bet the Eagles.
Yeah, it's tough. I want to say the Bruins. It's everything in me says. The fan in me said say the Bruins. But man, the Nashville Predators are real good. They're like a really, really good team. Like that. That defense is so good. They have 3 loaded lines. But I gun to my head, I take the Bruins. Gun to my head.
There's the townie in Mikey Grinnell. There's the townie. There he is.
I take these.
Damn right. Well, Bruins playoffs start tomorrow. Mike Grinnell, producer, Spittin Chicklets Podcast, Barstool Sports. And college hockey blogger for Barstool Sports. Follow him on Twitter at Mike Grinnell _. That's it. Very, very, very chilled out name at Mike Grinnell _. All right. Hey, Mike, thank you for coming on tonight, man. Really appreciate it.
Thanks,
hope to have
boys.
you back again.
Yeah, thanks, boys. I really enjoyed this. We got to do this again soon, and keep killing it, boys. I enjoy listening to this, and the sky's the limit.
Thanks, Mike. You keep enjoying Barstool.
All right, thanks, boys.
Thanks, Mike.
Oh man,
no idea how to hang up here.
He left. That's the right move, Mike. Way to be a legend. Way to hang up on yourself.
Dude, I was getting crazy camera delays, and the camera came back, and everybody was just quiet. I was like, what happened?
Because it was your turn to talk, and then he was staring at me, and that's the only downside of having them on video. They're looking at me like, what do I do? I'm like, it's not my turn. Yeah.
Dude, yeah,
and he's an ESPN alum, so can't be mad about that. ESPN New Hampshire.
Mike Grinnell, great guest especially for the playoff hockey season.
Yep.
Listen, Red Sox are getting their asses kicked right now.
Karma for last night.
Hey, that's much different than last night. But that is going to make for a badass game 3, baby. All right. Once again, Mike Grinnell of Barstool Sports, Spittin Chicklets Podcast. He's the producer. He also writes college hockey for Barstool Sports. Honestly, you know what we've been doing? We started off with just a fucking train of NBC Sports.
Oh,
and
NBC
now
Sports
we're
Boston,
just on a train of Barstool.
Hey, where our connections are, man. Can't be mad about it.
We've even gotten mixes. We've even had Casey Smith, who's part of both. Or
who did both? Hey, I want to say we're a little part of that. Just we helped merge that. Yeah, I'm just gonna take credit for that. Whatever.
Whatever. Want to hear beer open?
Yeah. Oh, there it is. I thought you weren't drinking beer anymore, there, big guy.
No, I'm down to my weight goal. I'm done. Look at how skinny this face is.
It's all right. It'll come back when you drink all that Coors Light.
No way. Low carbs. Low carb beer. Listen, I've figured out that I can actually I just gotta watch what I eat, and I'm not gaining any weight. I work out every day. We're not talking about my biceps. We're not talking about my ceps. We're not talking about my ass cheeks here, just like Benny. Just like Benny.
Sweet ass cheeks of Benintendi. Oh.
And you know, I'm no Benintendi. I know that, but god damn, that weight loss thing freaking crushed it. Went from that conversation with Casey Smith. I remember that. That was
the dad bod convo. Yeah,
Casey Smith. That was the first week of my diet. Go back all the way there. I finished dieting like a month ago.
Boom.
Okay. 38 pounds, baby. That's what's up. All right. So once again, Mike Grinnell, Barstool Sports, producer, Spittin Chicklets. Great podcast. If you like hockey, if you even remotely like hockey, honestly, even if you don't like hockey,
still listen to it.
It's a great show. They've got some great personalities on there. Ryan Whitney might be one of my favorite guys to listen to on a podcast.
Ryan Whitney's got a personality. And obviously he was a pretty good hockey player, but like he's pretty funny. He's a good dude.
He helped me like low-key, he has no idea, but he helped me gamble on hockey. He was talking, I remember, I forget if it was like Barstool Radio or whatever it was, but he was talking to Portnoy, and he was like, Dave, if you want to win money, you have to bet on hockey. And I was like, okay, I'm going to listen to that. And I started betting on hockey, and I won a ton of money before I blew it all. So now all my gambling money's gone.
Yeah, you were blinded by the Bruins real quick.
No, I was blinded by the fucking Red Sox opening day parlay with the Yankees winning, and the Red Sox blew it. Joe Kelly stole my money. Just like I said to Steve Peralt last week on episode 54, Joe Kelly ripped my dick off.
Yeah.
All right, the weekly dump. Didn't have a weekly dump this week. Last week, we're having it this week. Kind of a cool story leading off. After 10 years in the G League, Andre Ingram made his NBA debut last night with the Lakers. Kind of cool. The guy did an interview on NBA TNT he was talking to Chuck and Shaq and all of them. Excuse me. He was talking to all of them, and he was like, I'm a math tutor. I play in the NBA G League kind of just for shits on the side. One day hoping to make it to the NBA. And he thought he was walking into his exit interview. I saw that video today. He thought he was walking into his exit interview, and then the Lakers, the G League was like, listen, you're going to go play for the Lakers, which is sick. Love that. And he had a pretty good debut. I don't know.
19 points, right? No, he was 19 points, dude. His shot was nice. I love the gray hair, too. He's going after, like, the slight silver fox look while running up and down the court with those guys. It was phenomenal.
Dude, I'm hitting that look. My gray hairs, I'm wearing my hat right now. My hairs are taking a beating lately. If you look at my hair, you won't be able to see it on the camera. If you look at my hair closely, I'm graying, which is bananas because nobody in my family grays.
Don't get stressed out, man. All that stress.
We also don't go bald, so sup.
Yeah, I don't go bald either. I ain't going bald.
Next, awful news. Xander Bogaerts, 10 to 14 days on the 10-day DL. Cracked, I forget, like his towel something. Cracked his ankle slightly, sliding into the dugout. And listen, I did a CLNS roundtable. Shout out to CLNS Media, another host of our podcast. I did a CLNS roundtable, and Alex Barth, one of the co-hosts, he's like trying to blame JD Martinez for that. And I was like, in what world is that Martinez's fault? Yeah, it was a bad throw, but it didn't bounce off Xander's glove. He flipped the ball to third base where nobody was. That was Xander's own fault.
When it rains, it pours. Blaming JD Martinez. Come on, Barth, you're better than that. That's not his fault.
Well, that's Barth, king of the hot takes. Jesus.
That's true. He tries to be vibrant king. He's like the next Felger. He's trying.
That was nuts. And like, I love doing the roundtables. I love doing them, but like Like I don't feel like I'm not in that part yet, even though I'm getting close to it where I can like do what I do to you. I just yell at you. So
you can just yell at Barth. He'll get over it real quick.
We're coming close. We're coming close. And listen, I love Barth too. Me and him went to opening day together. And producer Patty P was like 20 rows up above me. I turn around and I forget if it was Sweet. I forgot about this. I look up like 20 rows behind me. I forget if it's Sweet Caroline or taking me out to the ball game. I turn around and I see Pat, and Pat is jamming to something.
I love it.
He's got his hat off. He's tipping his hat towards center field, and he's singing his ass off. It was laugh out loud funny. Damn, I had another story to tell, but I forgot what it was. Whatever. It was excellent. All right, David Price was removed for tonight's Red Sox-Yankees game after one inning. Oh, Jared, I don't know if you know this. Jared, do you know this yet?
Yeah, I saw that. Oh, yeah, I watched the beginning. I stopped watching.
The update was.
The update? No, I have not seen the news.
David Price was removed from tonight's Red Sox-Yankees game after giving up 4 in the first inning, including a triple to Stanton and a home run to somebody. Was it who? It's a Didi, maybe? The Red Sox say he was removed.
No, it was Sanchez.
Oh, it was Sanchez. The Red Sox say he was removed for precautionary reasons after he felt an unusual sensation in his left hand, which let me tell you. Yeah, which let me tell you.
Yeah, I'll say he just gave up 4 runs in the first inning and didn't want to pitch anymore.
Well, I would say that too. But Levangie was already on the phone with the trainer before Price came off the mound.
I'm pretty sure the cold weather, for one, has something to do with it, which probably didn't help the cause. But look, this guy has been pitching really well, obviously against the Rays. You have to put a little asterisk next to that. But if he's hurt, you've got to be cautious with it. And I'm okay with that because
exactly,
you know what he's like, not healthy versus healthy. Look at last year. Even when he was on the field, he wasn't bad, but he wasn't like dominant Price that we know. So if he's at all close to being hurt, even if it's just taking him out to not make it worse, see what it is, figure it out, and then get him back next start, that's fine with me, especially when they were already losing 4-1.
Tonight was the first game since July that David Price has given up a run, which is a crazy stat.
Yeah, he came back. People forget about that. People don't go back to last season much, like ever, for stats, like this many straight games, but like good amount of straight games since he came back from that injury last year. He hadn't given up a run.
And people forget this. Listen, if you're not a baseball guy and you don't really know Tommy John, that tingling in the left hand scares the hell out of me. See,
that's where I thought they were going last year. And it never happened. They figured it out. They claimed he was 100%. It still scares me.
Left hand scares the hell out of me.
But I'm not concerned yet.
I'm concerned right now. Donovan Mitchell and Ben Simmons going back and forth about Rookie of the Year. Mitchell says that Simmons had almost a quote, had a full year to study for the exam. And he's basically saying that he's not really a rookie because he got to watch everything from the NBA level last year.
Hey, that's garbage. I hate that argument. You didn't play. You didn't play enough games. You're not a rookie. Mitchell's just going to cry because Simmons is better and he lost his chance.
I don't know. I'm kind of with Mitchell here.
Come on, no.
I think it's kind of dumb. I think it's dumb. He got drafted. He was in the league last year. He was just hurt. I mean, F it. Maybe don't give him the Rookie of the Year award. This is year 2 for him.
It's not year 2. He didn't even play. You're just saying that to be wrong against me.
I swear to God. I've had this problem all year. I almost didn't even realize that Ben Simmons, I was tooting Jason Tatum's horn. I was like, Jason Tatum's going to win Rookie of the Year. And then somebody was like, Ben Simmons is averaging a triple-double right now. He's just destroying the league. And I was like, yeah, but he's in his second year. What do you mean? So, I mean, he
didn't play any games last year. He was hurt. He barely was there. He's a rookie. This is his first year playing games in the NBA. He's eligible to win the Rookie of the Year award. Get over it, people.
F you. Bench is cleared tonight for the Red Sox and Yankees, a.k.a. the rivalry is back. Rivalry is back, and I love it. I don't even know who this guy was, but he slid into second base and spiked Brock Holt's leg pretty clearly. And Brock Holt just kind of turned around and just in his Brock Holt fashion was just kind of like, what the fuck was that? And going, why would you do that? It was cool. It was cool to see. No punches were thrown. But speaking of punches, I am gonna butcher this last name, Luis Perdomo, threw at Nolan Arenado, and Arenado he's a Rockies star. He's a Rocky star. He's basically the face of the Colorado Rockies. threw it to Arenado at the plate. Arenado then charged the mound. So, okay, listen to the chain of events. Perdomo throws it at Arenado. And he charges the mound. Perdomo shit himself, threw the glove at him, and literally ran away. And it was the pussiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
He didn't know what to do, though. He literally didn't. I don't think he expected him to charge. And then he just full.
And Arenado charged.
And Arenado just had no hesitation. He's like, fuck this guy. And just chucked his glove at him and just sprinted. And I'm like, yes, this is baseball. This is what I need.
Dude, it was nice. But yeah, that's the weekly dump, baby. I feel like I had a story to tell.
I don't know, but all I know is the Yankees Red Sox bench is clearing. Hey, man, I don't even care if the Red Sox lose tonight, which they probably will as we record this. Like, the Yankees-Red Sox rivalry is a thing again because the fact that the Red Sox won 14-1 last night, but you got a deafening Yankees suck chant going on after the Red Sox blew open the score. I haven't heard a chant like that in the last 5-6 years.
And the Yankees suck chant was raining when the bench was cleared too.
Yep.
And I think fuck the Yankees. I think that was getting a little bit too.
I think the Giancarlo Stanton spiked it.
Oh yeah, the rivalry, absolutely.
Yep.
Okay, so let's roll on to the big topics. So we can talk about this one quick. Gronk allegedly, according to Karen Guregian of the Boston Herald, she reports that Belichick chastised Gronk last year in front of the players for being a TB12 client. And she says maybe that was Belichick's not so subtle way of trying to keep everyone from jumping ship on the team's training staff. Okay, listen. It sounds to me like everybody's starting to get a little sensitive over in the Patriots organization. Quite frankly, I don't think Belichick has changed. And, you're seeing the people, too, who have been here the longest. You're seeing Gronk and you're seeing Tom Brady. They're the ones who are kind of mouthing off, except they're not really mouthing off. They're being quiet about it. But at the same time, they're making noise. They're not happy with this. So what I'm assuming happened, and I think it got a little exaggerated in the Herald story. I think it sounds like Gronk wasn't doing so hot in practice. And then, Belichick might have said it sarcastically. Even if he didn't say it sarcastically, Belichick, update from the Red Sox game as we record right now. JD Martinez just went yard, baby. 8-6 Yankees. Fuck the Yankees. Sorry. So what I'm assuming happened.
God.
What I'm assuming happened is I'm just going to assume this, okay? I don't know this for sure. Obviously, I've got no sources, although I'm trying to work on getting a source in the freaking Fenway Park, and the guy's like, oh, I don't want to get fired. Dude, come on, you got to be my guy. The
Quag sources. Love it.
Dude, he's legit, too, but he won't do it. He won't say yes. Anyway, I'm assuming Gronk, was dropping some passes, having a bad practice, and I'm guessing that Belichick, kind of made a remark like, oh, how those bands doing? Yeah, those bands really aren't doing great for you, huh? Like, I'm assuming it was just kind of like in front of the whole team, like making fun of them or something. Or maybe he did chew him out about it. Although I doubt he would, because in front of the whole team, that insinuates also that Tom Brady is there. You think Belichick's going to start taking shots about Guerrero in front of Brady?
No. If Brady and him are in the room alone. But like at practice in front of everybody, if Gronk did something and I don't believe this. I mean, I do it in a nutshell, saying they probably teased him, made a joke about it, and Gronk probably took it way too far in terms of like.
It sounds like Gronk's getting sensitive.
Gronk's getting very sensitive, right?
Sounds like Gronk's getting a little sensitive over in the Patriots organization.
Yeah, and that's the problem. So it
is a problem.
It's a big problem. I still don't want you to trade him by any means, but it's obviously becoming a problem. You probably have him as long as you have Brady at this point. He's probably done playing completely when Brady's gone.
Yeah, and you know what, too? I mean, that's probably the only reason that
Gronk's he's not leaving for the Hollywood.
Back. Yeah,
yeah, he wants to Brady.
Because if he left too,
and Jules is coming back, so they're bringing the band back together.
No, exactly. But and the thing is, if Brady talks to Gronk and goes, listen, Gronk, man, I can't have you leave. I'm only here for another 2 years. I need you to stay for these next 2 years. And then afterwards, we can just say F you to the whole Patriots organization, except we can give some kisses on Robert Kraft's cheeks for being so well. Oh, by the way, another thing I forgot in the weekly dump real quick. Side note, Robert Kraft visited Meek Mill in prison.
Love it. Free McMill.
I got that notification on my phone.
Mental image. Robert Kraft sitting in a prison with Meek Mill in a jumpsuit.
I got
that notification. Like it's a meeting.
I had that notification on my phone. I was just like, what the fuck? Why is Kraft like, okay, I'm honestly on Meek Mill's side, because I don't know if you know the story of Meek Mill, but like he broke his probation when the judge was like, hey, listen, make a Boyz II Men cover and give me a shout out in it. And Meek Mill was like, no. She was like, all right, in prison. like it's a bullshit reason that he's in prison. But either, like, I was like, what does Kraft have to do with anything Meek Mill? It makes no sense. Like, has he ever performed it at Gillette before? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Absolutely. It's just phenomenal. I don't even care. Maybe he's trying to get insight on the Eagles. He's trying to get dirt on the Eagles.
Yeah. And you know, too, that would not shock me if Kraft is another reason why Gronk wouldn't leave right now. Because Kraft, it appears that Kraft has a great relationship with all the players.
All of them. Like Kraft personally negotiated Brady's last contract.
Yeah, and he was kissing a murderer on the cheeks when Aaron Hernandez.
Oh, Meek Mill, come here. Mwah. Mwah. We love you too in prison. I was friends with Aaron Hernandez, so it's okay. You're better. It's okay.
I got street cred.
I got street cred. I drafted Aaron Hernandez, for God's sake. Like, I got street cred.
It was so, like, I don't know. I got that notification. I was just like, what the fuck?
Threw me off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Threw me off, too. But, yeah, I mean, like, overall, it's just this is just another ripple going on right now with this whole Gronk offseason situation. And there's nothing in this story made me go, oh, my God, is Gronk not going to come back next year? I believe Gronk's coming back. Like, it would shock me if Gronk didn't come back.
This goes away when football starts again.
Exactly. And like once he shows up, like he might not. Who said this? Christian Fourier on EEI's OMF. He was like, everybody in training camps like, I want to leave. Why am I doing this? Like, and that it'll probably pop back up again there when Gronk's like,
it's training camp because no one likes training camp.
No.
And the preseason's too long as it is. So like that it's gonna become, because then people are gonna be like, oh, is he gonna pull like a Ninkovich and just retire? Like, is he gonna just leave? Like, blah blah blah. Like, no, he's gonna play because Brady's playing now. Brady's contract hasn't been restructured yet, so we don't know what's going on there. But he plays what Brady plays, and as far as we know, Brady's here for at least 2 more years.
Yeah, and sorry, I'm trying to find the video that people were talking about today with Julian Edelman. So he's getting his leg rubbed out. He's still in rehab, obviously, for his torn ACL.
And Guerrero rubbed down? Was it Alex Guerrero rubbed down?
He was getting Alex Guerrero rubbed down. Ooh. And you know, Belichick's big thing over like his entire tenure, basically, with the Patriots has been his slogan's basically been dependability is ability or something like that, right? Is that the quote?
I think so, yeah.
Like dependability is ability. And Julian today on his Instagram story posts Guerrero doing it. Actually,
just TV 12 right now. Pliability is ability.
And he takes Bill's quote. I don't know. Could you hear that well?
Yep. Yeah, I heard it.
He takes Bill's quote and says pliability is ability. So, and listen, I don't want to say that was a shot at Bill. But it to me, I'm getting the sense that
Nick.
Brady, Gronk, and Edelman are all kind of like, hey, Bill, like we're tired of this shit. Like you have to treat us better.
Look, it's been like this forever, and now these guys are getting oversensitive. Now
it's 2018. Everybody's sensitive.
Do I think it's crazy? No, because these guys deserve special treatment, but it's never been the way the Patriots do their job. And that's why they've won for so long, because they don't treat any one player special. He trades guys like this. He doesn't care who you are. Like, honestly, if it wasn't for Kraft, he might even consider trading Brady and keeping Garoppolo, but that wasn't going to happen. So everything should be on the table. Do I think he's wrong with the Guerrero crap? Yes, I think you should be able to go to Guerrero for what you want to go for. It clearly works. Gronk had one of the better years of his career, and he was healthy all year because he went to Guerrero, and I'm pretty sure everyone believes that at this point. So I love this because it's everywhere. All these Instagram posts we're seeing when all these guys were leaving, like Dion Lewis and Butler and all these guys were leaving, you saw Gronk, be free, have fun, like free and
be
rich
free, be happy or something.
Yeah, like
that.
All these like low key posts, and it's like these are direct shots at Bill. There's no question about it. But they're not going to leave the Patriots because Brady won't leave the Patriots.
And listen, this is my last point before we move on quick. The thing with the Patriot way has always been it's just Tom Brady's always bought into the system.
Yep.
And I'd admit too, and I bet you most people who played for the Patriots would admit, I'm sure Teddy Bruschi has said this at some point on ESPN, buying into the Patriot way isn't easy. It's not
No.
something. It's not something that you can just do. Like show up and be like, all right, I'm a New England Patriot now. Like it's tough. It's gonna suck. And all these young guys coming in, they see Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time. They see him, one of the best players in the league, buying into the system. They see Bill Belichick chew him out. And then you go, oh no, if he can do that to Tom fucking Brady, he can do that to my ass. He can do that to my practice squad ass.
Yep.
So it helped people buy into the system. If Brady is going against the system now,
and he's getting away with things, then
that's not good for Bill.
But you also have to
he missed OTAs today.
Yeah, of course he did. It's whatever. But on the other side of things,
miss OTAs.
No, I know he doesn't miss OTAs. But you also have guys coming in here to play for Brady. Like Jordan Matthews is a good example. He had offers other places besides the Patriots. He said, no, fuck that. I want to play with Tom. He's coming to the Patriots because of Tom Brady. So I'm not saying there's a line in the sand and sides to pick here, but if they don't build this right in the next couple of years, this could come crashing down real quick.
All right, moving on. Going on right now as we speak. Show drops usually Thursday night, so probably around the end of tomorrow night's game, this show will be dropping, so we're going to have a conclusion. Red Sox currently down 8-6. JD Martinez, when Yabo hit a grand slam, brought the Red Sox within 2.
Better than Giancarlo, baby. Let's go.
Better than Giancarlo, even though he hit a triple tonight in the first inning. But, David Price, he's
Three grand slams in 11 games, and they didn't have one all of last season.
Yeah, actually, speaking of which, so laugh out loud funny. Also, awkward as shit last night. I don't know if you guys saw this after the game on ESPN. So John Farrell's now an ESPN baseball analyst, which honestly, I didn't think he was going to be able to do it. He's actually pretty good at it. He gives a lot of good insight, which I like. I like insight. I don't need all that
smart dude. He's just boring
crap. Yeah, no, I like listening to what he had to say. So last night, Red Sox blow out the Yankees, won 14-1. It was incredible. I'm tweeting up a storm. I'm just ripping every Yankee fan apart alive, ripping all their dicks off. And then Mookie Betts is doing the post game thing with ESPN. He's got the headset on, standing there in Fenway, and then the report. I forget that Steve something. I always forget his last name. He's talking to Mookie, asking him questions. Then he goes, "Hey Mookie, I got an old friend of yours here." And it's John Farrell, and they show John Farrell while the Red Sox are on a 9-game win streak. John Farrell's like, "Oh yeah, no, you guys didn't hit a single grand slam last year. Now you've already got 2 on the season. Like, what do you think has changed?" Like, it was so awesome.
And he was like, "You."
like why couldn't you assholes hitting the grand slams last? Maybe
You know what he wanted to say? Hey Mookie, where the fuck was your bat last season? You cost me my job.
As soon as his face popped up on the screen, I was like, "Oh no,
let's go!"
It was laugh out loud funny. It was unbelievable that they did it. It was like, "Hey Johnny, baby, what's up? How's this new job doing with Jess Moran?" Speaking of which, I know a guy who works at. Oh God, my iTunes is opening. I know a guy who works as an electrician. And actually, I'm not going to tell the story. I can't.
You can't do that. Come on.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Maybe on a later one if people actually want to hear the rest of that story. Anyway, so Sox blow out the Yankees last night. Looked great. Chris Sale, unbelievable. I'll say this about last night's game, I've never seen a pitcher less intimidated by Giancarlo Stanton than Chris Sale. Chris Sale's first at bat against Stanton was 3 fastballs in the same exact location. Got him swinging on strike 3. It was nuts. I've never seen a guy just be like, "Oh, Giancarlo Stanton, you talk about the National League MVP guy hit 59 bombs last year. Fuck this guy. I'm Chris Sale. I'm throwing him 3 heaters right by him. Boom, boom, boom. Strike 3.
He legit looked at him and said, "Hey, man, don't care who you are. You can't hit the baseball right now. Here you go. I'm going to put it on a tee for you. See if you can hit it." He whiffed 3 times.
I was in a restaurant, right? Oh, that was the story. So I went to Yard House last night, okay? Amanda wants me to go out to dinner with 2 of her friends, which is fine. I like her friends.
Love the Yard House.
Yeah, and Yard House is great too. But I was like, "Listen, Amanda." I was like, "Listen, Amanda. I've got some conditions here, babe. If I'm going to be going out to dinner. I'm not driving because I have to watch the game on my phone. I need the charger in the car, okay? We're taking your car. We're going to Yard House, okay? So if there's not a TV there, which I've actually never been to Yard House before last night. So it was like, if there's no TVs at Yard House, I am putting the game on my phone and I'm not speaking to anybody the entire dinner.
Yep.
And I was like, I get the best seat in regards to TV. And I was like, okay, great. So we show up. TV is directly in front of our booth. And I was like, this is fucking perfect. I'm watching the Sox game.
You're ignoring everything else. You're just chilling watching the game.
I'm not talking to anybody. I'm having a great time.
Why would you?
And the Red Sox are like beating the shit out of the Yankees. So I'm like punching the girl next to me. I'm like, yeah.
You're not even my girlfriend, but yeah.
It was incredible. And I was playful punching, so before anybody freaks out, I'm not just drolling. But so I looked down for a second, for literally like a millisecond, to get my beer or something. And then I looked back up in the fucking Celtics game.
Oh, they changed the TV on you. They changed the TV on you.
A game that means literally nothing other than who you're going to be playing in the playoffs.
What was the score when they changed the game?
It just started.
Oh.
So it was
I would have slapped it.
They were like the meat of the Red Sox game, too. So it was before they even started blowing them out. And I look up and I'm like, what the fuck? I almost lost my shit at this restaurant. I almost lost my mind. I made Amanda get up because the game was now playing behind me. Amanda, me and her are both sitting on the inside of the booth. There's two people next to us. So to get out, we have to make those people move. Yep. I looked at Amanda. I was like, Amanda, we have to switch seats. And Amanda's great. And she was like, okay, I understand. Essentially, she gave me shit, but like she was like, okay. So everybody at our booth had to get up so I could
shuffle around so you could switch seats.
It'd sit on the other side of the booth. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. You just switched from the first Red Sox Yankees game of the season, in a season that people are anticipating the rivalry to be back, and you think it's okay to put the Celtics game on right now? Celtics without Kyrie Irving, who everybody knows is doing nothing in the playoffs, and if you think otherwise, you're a dummy. Like we're talking about the Celtics in a second. I will be shocked if the Celtics get out of the first round of the playoffs.
We'll talk about that in a second.
We'll talk about that in a second. But back to the Red Sox. I mean, really, what else is there to say? David Price gave up 4 runs tonight. Chris Sale, absolutely dominant. JD Martinez, I have a little bullet point. Will JD pick it up? Guy just hit a fucking grand slam to pull him in within 2.
So yes, answer is yes.
Yeah, although Matty Barnes might have a guy on third base right now, so I can't.
Because he's being Matty Barnes.
Just being Matty Bonds.
It's amazing to me why they didn't figure this bullpen out this offseason. They didn't change it. They actually lost the guy. They let Addison Reed just leave.
Yeah, and I was shocked Addison Reed left. I thought they were going to bring Addison Reed back.
I would have locked that dude in the clubhouse and not let him left without a signed contract.
So here's the thing. For Red Sox fans to look forward to, which I think people actually, and if you're not a diehard Sox fan, okay, you're not a diehard Sox fan, you're not going to really know this, but the Red Sox do have a guy coming back. His name is Tyler Thornburg, okay? Tyler Thornburg. The guy crushes the 8th inning. He was the closer for the Brewers, 2 years ago? He was the 8th inning guy. I think he moved over to the closing position. And he was great. He was freaking great. It's who you traded Travis Shaw for, actually.
Still pissed about that one.
Listen, if Thornburg comes in and becomes the one thing the Red Sox are lacking right now, other than, relieving arms, other than
lockdown 8th inning,
is a lockdown 8th inning guy. And Tyler Thornburg, he's coming back from Tommy John, right? It was Tommy John, right? He's come back from Tommy John surgery, and it could take him a little bit to look like the guy that the Red Sox traded for. But the guy was good 2 years ago. So if he can somehow even come close to what he was, that's a lockdown 8th inning guy. And that's a guy you got to get excited for.
2 questions for you. 1, when are we expecting him back? And 2, can it please be for Matt Barnes? Because I fucking hate him.
I believe it's late May.
That's what I thought. Okay.
I believe.
And Matt Barnes gave up another run.
9-6.
And I'm over it. Matt Barnes is not good at baseball. And he needs to be off of this team.
Oh, no, he's not good at baseball. And he probably should have picked a different career.
Neither is Joe Kelly. So.
Nope. All right, so let's roll it over now. Celtics, baby. Celtics first round playoff expectations. They are currently playing game 82 against who are they playing tonight? I didn't even look.
The Brooklyn Nets, baby.
They're playing
team that helped us start it all.
Against the Brooklyn Nets. So no Kyrie Irving. Marcus Smart still hurt, but according to Shams, who honestly, Shams might be my guy over Woj. I kind of love this guy. He reports that Smart had been reevaluated for his torn UCL on Monday and is expected to receive clearance to return to action on April 27th. So 16 days essentially until Marcus Smart's back playing basketball for the Celtics. You just got to hope that your team's still there. I don't know the playoff schedule yet, but you got to hope the Celtics are still there. So listen, the Celtics, depending on, there was a million scenarios. I tried to memorize those scenarios. There's
like 10 of them. So
okay, so there's 3 teams that you could face after tonight's games. And you could face the Miami Heat, you could face the Washington Wizards, you could face the Milwaukee Bucks. Out of those 3 teams, the team I would want to play is the Miami Bucks.
The what?
The Miami Bucks, the Milwaukee Bucks. I would like the Celtics to play the Milwaukee Bucks, and I'll tell you why. They are a team who's just underachieved. I don't think they actually care about winning. Miami scares the hell out of me. I think Hassan Whiteside is one of the most underrated players in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. And you got Kelly playoff Olynyk. We saw what that guy did last season. That
Love
guy's
Kelly, baby. Love me some Kelly. I miss Kelly. No, I don't. I hated Kelly so much.
He's been kind of hot too recently.
Yeah, because he plays in Miami on a crap team. Like, no, I don't like Kelly Olynyk.
Crap team who, honestly, I think would beat you in a 7-game series.
That's because you don't have your team.
I know.
You don't have anybody.
That's what I'm saying. The Celtics are so bad right now. Al Horford, listen, you have a max guy who can't step up to the plate in situations like this. Like, the guy hasn't even been like, if you're getting that much money, you should be better than good, at least a little better than good in between great. You should be between that.
You know who's going to the East Finals? The Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, they are.
Like, it's happening. Because right now, literally, and Embiid isn't supposed to be back game 1, but who cares? They're going to beat, if they play Milwaukee, they'll beat Milwaukee. Look, if the Celtics lose, they'd have to play whoever the Celtics play, say the Heat in the second round. They'll smoke the Heat, and they'll go play in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Sixers are going to the Conference Finals because the Celtics aren't. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. Like, if you have your team, listen, this sucks to say.
If you have your team, you're going to the finals.
If you have Hayward and Kyrie, you go to the finals, you might have a chance to win the finals. People forget. Okay? Gordon fucking Hayward, good at basketball. He's good at putting the ball in the hoop. Really good at putting the ball in the hoop. The guy crushes the game. He's shooting balls on his back in rehab like it's nothing. The guy is fucking good. So if you have Hayward, and again, I've said this on the show before, I've never had a season just evaporate like that in front of my eyes so quickly.
Right? It feels like I was just watching Gordon Hayward broke his leg. Gordon Hayward has broken his leg.
And it was yesterday. That was in October.
Seriously.
That was October, and it feels like it was yesterday. I've never had my heart ripped out. Like,
can I tell you the amount of time, and you don't know this because you're only a girlfriend guy, you're not a fiance guy yet. That time flew for me because I'm planning a wedding, and they definitely don't lie to you when they say enjoy it because it'll be the wedding before you know it, and then all of a sudden you'll just have a ring on your finger because I only have 4 months left to my wedding, and it feels like I just popped the question a year ago.
I'm blacking out of your wedding, guaranteed.
I know you are.
Guaranteed. I'm puke. Your shit's on my fridge.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Telling me to save the date. You better believe I saved the date, August 23rd, baby. Right?
That's not right. That's not right at all.
What's the date?
A good thing that thing's on your fridge. August 18th, baby.
August 18th. Okay. All right. My softball playoffs are the weekend before, so
my volleyball playoffs are the weekend before, so it's fine.
All right, we're going for the 4-peat this year. 2 weeks. 2 weeks of the softball team's back together.
Oh man. Okay, so here's the deal. You're probably playing the Heat because right now, as it stands, everyone is losing. So there's a good chance you're going to play the Miami Heat. Sorry, Nick.
I'd rather play the Heat than the Wizards.
The Heat are losing by 10 to the Raptors. If they win, you'll definitely play them if they end up winning that game. The Bucks are down by 32 points to the lovely Philadelphia 76ers. And who's the other team I'm looking for here on this list? Oh, and then Washington's losing to the Orlando Magic. So
Again, the team I would not want to play is Washington. The team I do want to play is Milwaukee. So whatever, we got a fucking in between here.
I want to play. Right. Let's go.
All right, you think they're making it out of the first round before we wrap this thing up?
Yeah.
I do not. I think this team stinks.
I think no, they don't. They're not that bad. Like Terry Rozier at the helm. You got Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, with Marcus Smart coming back towards the end of the series too. You make it out of the first round. You have a kind of competitive series against the Sixers. Sixers beat you. They go to the conference finals to play the Toronto Raptors.
And the Toronto Raptors will sure as hell wipe the floor with you.
I think the Sixers might go all the way, dude.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying. Because Toronto's Toronto. Toronto's not going to go to the finals. Toronto and Washington are about the same. They will never win anything again.
No. Here's the deal. If the Sixers can get past if the Sixers beat the Celtics, right, which I'm assuming they would in the second round, then it's Toronto or Cleveland. I think they can beat Cleveland, too, with the way their team's built. Like, if they get Embiid to come back, which it sounds like he's going to be back probably game 2, he'll have him back. They could go to the finals now.
All depends on LeBron. All depends on how LeBron plays. Because
if the Celtics are out, I'm rooting for the Sixers, by the way.
LeBron's got that freaking crazy capability to just take a game over.
Yeah, I'm still rooting for Joel Embiid all day of the week.
And it's just, I love Joel Embiid. He's my favorite player in the NBA is Russell Westbrook, but he's like a close second or third. I forget who was. Oh, Lance Stevenson is my second favorite player. I think he's hilarious.
Still a big Rondo guy. I think my favorite player is still Rondo.
I don't know. Whatever. All right. I think they lose after the first round. I think they lose in the first round. Quite frankly.
How far are the Bruins going? How far are the Bruins going, baby?
Oh yeah, let's give some NHL predictions before we wrap up this show.
We had Mike Grinnell on. I have to give some NHL predictions.
My prediction.
Yep.
And mind you, I love hockey, but I'm more of a baseball guy than I am a hockey guy. So
That's both of us. That's both of us. Yeah.
Yeah. But I love my bees, baby. I don't think the Bruins are going to win the cup.
No.
I think here's the thing. I think there's a chance that they can win the cup, but I think they go to the finals and lose. I don't know who from the West is going to come. I'll trust Mike and say the Preds.
Oh, but it's hard to pick against them, man.
Yeah. And listen, I know the Predators are nasty.
Yep.
Okay.
They're better than they were last year. And last year they were nasty.
Last year they were in the finals too, and they put up a fight in the finals.
They were the 8th seed and they went to the finals last year. This time they are supposed to win.
Yeah. No, I know.
And Carrie Underwood's husband's back on the team, so she'll be around. So that's always good.
And here's the thing too, I didn't really get to voice my opinion really in the Grinnell interview, but my God, I do not trust Tuukka Rask. But here's the thing. We know Tuukka has the capability. So if Tuukka can get hot at the right time,
yep.
That SOB, baby, we're rolling.
Yeah.
I think Bruins go to the finals, they lose in the finals.
Nashville Predators rematch. That's what I got.
Pittsburgh wins it again, dude. I'm gonna kill myself.
No, I think the Preds are winning, man. They're dude. They are just like Mikey said. They're stacked top three lines. Defense. Their goalie is just a stud. They win the cup whoever they play, but I don't think the Bruins are going.
I don't know. Couch Guys Sports Loose Change Podcast, episode number. I can't believe this is 55. Episode number 55. I
remember when we were in those ESPN New Hampshire studios, just thinking about this idea.
Yeah, dude, and it's a good show. Tell your friends.
The idea sparked in that lovely rug-filled ESPN New Hampshire studios.
That lovely shitty-ass studio. And originally we had Ross. Couch Guys Sports Loose Change Podcast, episode 55 in the books. Close the books. Once again, follow Mike Grinnell on Twitter at Mike Grinnell _. Producer, Spittin Chicklets Podcast, Barstool Sports, also writes college hockey for Barstool Sports. Barstool Sports. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, like us on Facebook, and follow us on SoundCloud at Couch Guys Sports. Same thing for iTunes, rate and subscribe, and Stitcher as well. All right, I think that's it. Also, catch our shows on clnsmedia.com. All right, once again, Couch Guys Sports Loose Change Podcast, episode number 55. And wait, we have an announcement.
I was going to let you just not say it, but you go ahead.
We have an announcement. So it's been a long time in the making. This was going to happen a while ago, but then we decided I decided, I guess, to just
You decided. You just threw the new logo at me like it was nothing. Like, here, never mind, scrap it. We want a new logo.
I wanted to change the logo. I wanted to change the layout of the website. So we had to scrap the idea for a little while. But
you were right, if it makes you feel better.
It's a great logo, and I'm glad you're coming around on it. We have the Couch Guys Sports apparel store opening up this Friday.
Let's go.
this Friday. You can see the store. If you go to our website, you can see the store tab. As of right now, it just says coming soon. As of Friday, I don't know what time on Friday. We'll make the announcement on Twitter, so watch our Twitter at Couch Guys Sports.
Yeah, we can figure that out.
You can click on the Couch Guys Sports store link there, and you can go buy some sweatshirts, some T-shirts. We got some winter beanies. We got some tank tops. It's going to be – and let me tell you, dude, Jared has the sweatshirt already. He's not wearing it right now. But
I'll tease it a little bit on social media. Don't worry. We'll tease it.
Our logo works. It's hot on sweatshirts. It is hot on sweatshirts. And
here's the tip. If you want to be like Benny and get a girlfriend, don't wear the sweatshirt because you're going to be getting laid 24/7.
It's a hot sweatshirt. And listen, we're in the middle of the ice age right now. It's never going to get warm again. So
you need a sweatshirt.
You can wear this thing whenever you want. So big announcement. Couch Guys Sports store opens up this Friday. Couch Guys Sports Loose Change Podcast, episode number 55 in the books. That's how you end a show, baby. Have a good night. Thanks for listening. Rate and subscribe on iTunes.